morning. And let's just jump right into it. I'm excited, guys. So, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for hopping on. Everyone that's tuning in, I appreciate you. And you guys are one step closer to whatever dreams you have in this business. Just for hopping on this call, you're showing up for you. So, really quick, if you don't know who I am Melina, and I've been with my Nate January 1st. So, like in one less than a little than a month, will be my 8 year anniversary with Monate, which is crazy. I really don't know where time goes. I don't want to age myself too much, but I've been a part of the Money fam for so many years, and it's really just like embedded in my blood at this point. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys and share all of the things that have helped me in the last almost 8 years and currently moving forward into, the next another 8 years, right? In the business. So I'm excited. I'm going to be talking about mindset, which is such a huge thing to do with this type of business and with honestly anything in life. And then Brittany's going to be talking about social media, which is really exciting. So both of us, we were kind of talking and we're like, oh my gosh, like who should talk about what? Because we feel so confident about both. So you're going to hear from both of us tonight. I'm really excited. I haven't had a call with Brittany yet. So I'm excited that we're hosting tonight. She's going to talk in just a little bit here, but I'm going to kick off this call. I need some like energy though. So everyone put a one in the chat if you're excited to end this year out with a bang, to go into 2026 strong. Um, yes, this is what I needed. I need some fire. So, woo, here we go. I'm excited, you guys. We have, less than a month left of 2025, which again is crazy. I really don't know where the heck the time goes, but this is life, right? And we are going into 2026. So hopefully you guys can take some good notes. Brittany and I will kind of map you out for the rest of this year and then going into 2026 strong. Okay. So we're going to start off with mindset. And you guys, mindset is going to be the center of everything that you do, but especially this business. So, as you guys know, you said yes to this business. You took a leap of faith. You took a chance on yourself. You probably had no idea what this had to offer, what this had to hold. But guess what? You're here and you took that chance on yourself. And now you're here to apply it, right? Mindset is the core in this type of business. But again, with anything in life. With this type of business, we know we're our own boss, right? We don't have overhead. We don't have someone telling us what to do. We don't have to show up if we don't want to. But I think that is also a beauty in the business and also can be it's kind of like a con, right? So the only thing is mindset is what's going to hold you together. Faith. So if you guys believe in something above, I'm a big believer in God. Without something that I believe in, I don't think this business would be possible. We all know that with belief, things happen in life, right? Life is hard. Life gets thrown curveballs sometimes, and life can be so hard sometimes that it can affect your mental state, your business, your relationships, just your overall well-being. I've been there. We will continue to be there. That is the part of life. There is not going to be ups if there's not going to be downs, right? We know this. So the first thing I'm going to talk about 3 points in mindset. This is the most important things in mindset, but also in this business. And again, something that you can apply to all things in life. So I want you guys to write these things down. The first thing is belief before results. So if you are new here and you just joined, or if you're 1 year in, a couple months in, a couple weeks in, a couple years in, it doesn't matter. Everything I'm going to be talking about is going to apply to you, and it applies to myself. It's applied to the last 8 years, and it's going to apply to the next years and years coming forth. So belief before results. It doesn't matter what season you are in this business. You're always going to strive for more. You're always going to have the next goal and the next goal and the next goal. So that's why I say it doesn't matter if you just started or if you're in the business for quite some time. You need to have belief and faith before you see any type of results in your dreams and goals, okay? So you don't build belief because you see the results. You have the belief and you have the faith because you see the results in your dreams, in your goals. But belief is created when your work ethic is there. Okay. You don't see results right away. That's the hardest part about belief. That's the hardest part about faith. but you have to act like the version of you before you get to that version of you, right? There's this saying like, if you think it in your head, then that will become your reality. If they call it manifestation or whatever you want to call it, whatever you think in your head, it's possible. It's going to happen. So if we are thinking negative things, if we are doubting ourselves, if we are overthinking things, overlooking things, getting lazy, procrastinating, all of these things we tend to do as humans, how are we going to reach our goals thinking and feeding our mind like that? Anyone we know that is successful, there is no way that we hear anything negative come out of their mouth, at least not to us, right? A successful person, someone that hits their goals, is number one, going to push themselves out of their comfort zone. They're going to do it when they don't want to do it. They're going to do it when they're scared. And number two, they're going to go for it because they have that belief and they have that faith in their dreams. And I'm getting chills saying this because I literally said a prayer before I did this call. Like I said, I'm big in my faith. And I said, let the Lord literally shine through me tonight to talk to the people that need to hear it. If you don't have faith, these dreams are going to be impossible. They're just going to be dreams and nothing is going to happen. So we need to feed our minds with what we want to be. So if you want to be an SED, if you want that Cadillac, if you want something as your first rank, your first bonus, your first market partner, it doesn't matter big or small what your dreams are. You better be telling yourself, I already signed my own market partner. I have 5 market partners on my team. I already have my Cadillac. I'm literally in my car. I can feel the heated steering wheel as I drive it. I already experienced, a money trip. I'm going to the Leadership Miami trip. You need to speak these things out loud because what it's going to do is it's going to make you second guess and think the next time you want to be lazy or the next time you want to procrastinate or the next time you want to skip the things that you need to do for that day that's going to push you towards that goal, right? Your thoughts determine your actions. So whatever you're thinking is going to be your reality. And listen, we're all guilty of it, me and myself included. I'm the biggest overthinker. And then I have to snap out of it because I'm like, what the heck am I doing? I got work and things to do. Okay. So act like the version of you that already exists in your mind, in your dreams, in your goals. And I guarantee you will get there 10 times faster. There is so many girls in my business sidelines, even just friends, anyone in general in my life that I have seen accomplish things because they were confident, they were cocky with it, they believed in themselves no matter when people laughed, when people made fun of them, when people told them they were crazy. We all got told these things before, right? Guess what? I love when people tell me those things. I'm like, come on, keep it coming because I'm literally going to prove you wrong. Don't tell me anything. I've been doing this for 8 years. No one can tell me anything anymore. But in the beginning, I was so cocky. I was so confident, even though in the back of my mind, I was nervous. I was scared. I may have not hit that rank yet. I may have not gotten the car yet, all of these things. But my belief and my faith in this, because I felt that special little tingle in my body for this business, I knew that there was something more that no one could tell me anything. So belief and faith before those results come is going to be the biggest thing that's going to move your dial forward in your business. Okay. So the second thing, and I see the chat popping off. I love it, you guys. Keep the energy coming. The second thing is consistency over emotion. So we're women. I'm sure we have some men on this call, but majority in this business, we're women. We're emotional. If you're anything like me, we have feelings. We care. Things bother us. We have those times of the month where emotions are heightened, right? Like we're normal. But in this type of business, we can have our little pity party, cry it out for 5 minutes, and we're moving the freak forward. Okay. Motivation's going to come and go. Things are going to be up and down, like I said earlier, but consistency is what's going to push you forward to those goals. Anytime I have a day where maybe it's that time of the month, or I had a hard day, or I got into an argument with somebody, or something happened that day, but I have goals to hit. There has been so many times in my head where I'm like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. I really need a break. Or I just need to put my head down on the pillow. I need to just get off my phone. Anytime I've pushed myself forward and said, you know what? I'm not listening to my own excuses. I'm going to go reach out to 5 more people. I'm going to go do my follow-ups. I'm going to go put this sale in. I've never regretted it. I've only regretted when I haven't done it. And remember that the next time you go to procrastinate or ignore something or not do what you need to do for that day, remember what I just said, okay? Um, and the thing is, a lot of girls that I talk to, like I said, sidelines on my team, a lot of people have these big goals, which are awesome. And some people are like, I don't know if I could ever do it. Again, self-doubt. I don't know if I could get there. You've had 8 years or whatever it is that we try to tell ourselves, right? No one's going to be ready for this rank. No one's going to be ready for this bonus. But your mindset and your belief better be there because if that's there, it's going to happen eventually. Um, Another thing I wanted to focus on is consistency, you guys. That is probably the biggest thing and my biggest flex that I can share being years and years in this business is, like I said earlier, no one can tell me anything because of my consistency the last 8 years. No one can doubt me anymore. No one can make fun of me anymore. No one can tell me that little business doesn't work anymore. My consistency, the proof, it's there. No one can tell me anything. I have that credibility. So whether you're new or you're in this business for a while, either way, if someone sees your consistency, if you're showing up every day on your stories, if you're constantly showing your results in the products, posting, sharing about the products, showing your VIP results, sharing messages from your VIPs, messages from your market partners, sharing the wins, all of the things that we do in this business every single day. Who's going to tell you anything? If you are consistent showing up every single day, no one can tell you anything. So the biggest thing is consistency, you guys. If you're feeling stuck and you haven't hit a rank in over a year, if you're feeling like you haven't signed a market partner in 6 months, if you haven't signed a VIP in 3 weeks, whatever it might be where you're feeling stuck or scared or frustrated or held back or nothing's moving and nothing's happening, anyone I've talked to that's been successful in this business, and myself included, ups and downs, like I said, consistency is the number one thing that's gotten them to that next step, to that next rank. There is so many girls on our team, women, amazing, incredible women that literally have hit SED, AED, ED, got their car ranks, got trips, all of these amazing things that we all always dream of, right? That's always the end goal that have been in the business for years. Imagine if they quit. Imagine if they walked away, myself included. Listen, things get hard. Sometimes when you're putting in work and you're putting in work and you don't see anything happening, if you quit today, if you walk away today, if you have that belief that it's never going to happen, what if 1 month it does? What if 2 weeks that market partner signs? What if tomorrow that VIP is ready to buy the products? So take your emotions out of it. Do not get butt hurt. The one thing I say about this business is it will give you thick skin. Because me, Melina, before this business, I was very emotional. I took things very personally. I did not have thick skin. I had emotion in everything. And I feel like my husband literally taught me, listen, you need to take your emotion out of it because it's not that freaking serious. And maybe that person isn't answering because they're going through something right now. And I'm like, okay, now thick skin will do you wonders, you know? And sometimes I forget being in this business for so long, it really teaches you that. So have that thick skin, take your emotion out of it. And as long as you have consistency, everything else will come. It's like working out in the gym. You're not going to work out 1 week and get that dream bod. But if you work out 1 year, you're going to have your dream bod or be very close to it. Okay. The last point, so the third point, please again, write these down, is reframing your resistance and your fear. Okay. Reframing your resistance, reframing your overthinking, reframing your doubt. Every level in life, every level in business, every level in your mindset, every level of everything in life is going to require a higher version than you, where you're at currently. So put a 2 in the chat if you have seen even the slightest shift in yourself since you started this business. Yes, chat is popping out 2s. You guys, this business we say is a personal development business with a beauty bow wrapped right on top of it. It's so true. Yes, we sell beauty products. Yes, we recruit people on our team to do the same. Yes, we help people make money. Yes, we have goals ourselves. But all of this, really what this is, without mindset, without faith, without belief, without consistency, none of this would happen. Do you see where I'm going with this? All, all of these things are going to apply in your business, and how it's going to push you forward is if you do these things. Three simple steps. Okay. I have a question here that I wrote down that I want to ask you guys, that I want you guys to ask yourself. What is this? So when things get hard, right? When life happens, or you get frustrated, or you get stuck, or whatever it might be, and you have one of those days, or you have that moment, I want you to ask yourself this and literally write this down so you can ask yourself this, because it's going to happen in that day and that time is going to come. What is the moment here to teach me? Because all of this in life, everything that happens to us happens for a reason. I truly believe in that, honestly. I would never look back in my life and want to change something, because it's literally mapped me out to where I am today and shaped me to the person I needed to be, no matter how hard it was, or tough, or hurtful, or whatever it might be. What is this moment here teaching me? Okay. And why is this hard? Why do I feel like this? Ask yourself these things when you're in that moment, or you're in that stage, or you're having some type of overthinking or doubt. I need you guys to reframe your brain to negative to positive. I seen something the other day and I'm like, I don't know if I should share this, but it was a really cool fact and I never knew this. But as you guys know, chickens lay eggs, right? And there was this video that I had seen, and I'm like, I should share this because it literally has to do with consistency and reframing your brain, right? And it talked about how a chicken takes 21 days to lay an egg. And a chicken has a brain the size of a pea, okay? And this chicken sits on its eggs until it hatches for 21 days straight. So this chicken is laying on these eggs until it hatches. So it's just waiting and waiting, and it has patience, and it has faith, and it has belief, and it has trust that with consistency and patience and time, that these eggs will hatch. And so they did a study where a human body with a much bigger brain and a lot more capacity to do things in life did a diet called the 21 day positive diet. So I want to challenge you guys to do this diet. This is not your typical diet, right? But this is a mindset diet where for 21 days, you rewire your brain. Every second that you think something negative, every second you have a doubt, every second you overthink, whatever it might be, in the business, outside of the business, with everything, every single day, I need you to rewire your brain and turn that negative thought or comment or whatever it is to something positive for 21 days. It was a studied fact that in 21 days, you will be a different person. And just like I just asked you guys a couple minutes ago, put a 2 in the chat if you yourself have changed even just the slightest bit by starting this business. Imagine just in 21 days, just by rewiring your brain to being a positive person. And I feel like that's one compliment that I get is you're so positive. You look at the bright side of everything. Some people think it's a bad thing. And I'm like, no, no. Why? Why would you not look at life as a positive thing? Even in the bad, there's a silver lining in everything. We need the bad to have the good. We know this, right? Um, and then the last thing I wanted to share too is you can beat 99% of people if you can master 3 things. Okay? Shame of rejection. That's a big one. Boredom of repetition. Okay? That's the second one. And the third one is pain of feedback. If you can master those 3 things, your business, your life, your mindset will change tremendously. Okay, you guys, that's all I had. I'm excited now for Brittany to talk about social media. It's one of my favorite parts of this business. So if you love all of the social media, the marketing, all of the things, first of all, I have to shout out Brittany because her page is so good. I was stalking it earlier and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. I need to do this. I want to copy this. Um, so if you want to get inspired, go to her Instagram page because it's amazing and you kill it, Brittany. So I'm excited to hear from you.
Thank you. Oh my God, dude. That was like so inspiring. And I feel like we're so aligned when it comes to like mindset stuff, but sometimes you just need to hear it from someone else. And I think that that is why it's so important that like a staple corner piece of your business is doing personal development and like honestly just getting around people who are like you are collectively the like I think they say seven people you surround yourself with. So first of all, take this as your sign that like if you do not have an inspiring circle, find some people in this chat to connect with, follow each other on social media because like being around this energy is something that will kind of put blinders onto you, like on you for your business and it will give you that confidence that we now need to implement for the rest of the world, right? So Melina talked so much about like the inner work that it takes to be successful in this business. And I want to actually bring it right back to the first point that she made, which was that you have to see the vision in order for it to happen. And I actually have a quote that I actually say it on a lot of my calls. So sorry if you've heard me say it before, but it's about Walt Disney. I literally ended my last call with this quote. So sorry if you're hearing it again. But honestly, it's something I love to hear all the time, which is that somebody was like at Walt Disney World, you know, all these years after he's gone, and they said, wow, it's like a shame that, you know, Walt Disney never got to see all of this. And the other person responded and said he did see it, and that's why it's here. He saw everything that would come to fruition when he made the first little graphic of like Mickey Mouse. So that is the same thing for not just your business, you guys, your life. Like, this is so much bigger than money. And I want you guys to truly think about your personal brand. And like, I always tell the girls on my team when I onboard them, and like, I actually see some girls from like my little weekly leadership calls. They've heard me say this before too. For me, I think the people who are the most effective in this business are the people who are selling themselves and not selling the business. They're not selling the business and they're not selling the product. They're selling themselves as a coach and they're selling solutions to problems, right? So you could be doing all of the things behind the scenes and they're all important. They're actually the most important stuff. The personal development, the reach outs, the conversations, the confidence and the look on your face when somebody talks to you about your business. Like if you immediately kind of go inner, like inside yourself, it's totally different than if you have confidence, right? So this is all of the really important stuff. But the cherry on top, the thing that makes it so that you can make money in this business effortlessly while you sleep, and it is basically your business card is your social media. And if you're somebody who truly wants to build a business that is global, which drop a one in the chat if you want a global business. You want business partners in France, Australia, Mexico. Like, tell me, drop in the chat your dream location to build like a huge team that you're going to go one day. You're going to be doing meetups with your team there. Italy, love Italy. Actually, that's my answer. I'm stealing that one. So, if you have these like dreams, right? Right now, everyone close your eyes for a second and just think in 1 year from now, in December of 2026, you are sitting and you're reflecting on the last year. What does your team look like? How much money did you make this month? What just came in your bonus check? How are you feeling? How are you showing up for this team and this business that's bringing you all of these blessings that you have been praying for? I want you to now open your eyes and think to yourself, okay, I have now 12 months to like I need the next 2 weeks to come up with a blueprint and a plan to make the next 12 months change my life, change the rest of my life. Because your life can change like this if you are, just like Melina said, consistent if you have that vision and you're now showing it to the rest of the world confidently. And if you are just starting out in this business or you've been in the business, but like I know so many girls on my team, they're like, I'm doing my reach outs, I'm talking to everyone, but then I go to their page and I look at their page and I say it straight to them. So maybe like reflect on this for yourself, you guys. Is anything on your page reflecting what you're telling people? If you're telling people that they can make money online through their social media and you're going to show them how, if they look at your page, does this seem convincing right now? And it's okay if the answer is no, as long as we now are going to change that because your social media is your website, it's your business card, it is your storefront. You are showing people what they get when they sign up with you, whether it be as a customer or as a business partner. So I want to tell you guys, like personally, something that I changed in the last year that I feel was like, I was totally missing the mark on this. And you might be doing the same thing. So, I actually yesterday was my 1 year anniversary of working for myself from home full time. Like I worked a full-time job alongside this business for 6 years. I've been in the business for 7 years. I had a full-time job when I first started. I had 3 jobs. So I started, the beginning of my story was that I had all of these jobs and no money. And I lived with my parents and I couldn't afford to go on vacation for my birthday. And I wanted to make $1,000 a year so I could take myself on a trip. That was my story of why I started. Very different from where we are today. I'm older now. I have, so much in my life has changed. What I wanted at 23 is different than what I want at 30, right? So your why is constantly evolving and you need to evolve your like social media and your story. And I always say on my social media calls, like, I want you to truly think about your platform as if like it's your reality show and you are the main character and you need to be obsessed with watching this show. Think about your favorite TV show, if it's reality, fiction, whatever it is. If this show only came on once a month, are you as obsessed with it or as if it were to come on every week? Probably not. You're probably going to be like, it's so annoying to have to wait for this episode to come out every month. I also said this on my last social media call, but how many of you guys know the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? Has anybody heard of them, seen them? Okay, these women are like literally geniuses because not only do they have a reality show, but they are doing so much outside of it. Dancing with the Stars, The Bachelorette, TikToks, Instagram, they're keeping you hooked, right? They have things firing on all cylinders. So they are like the biggest names right now when it comes to opportunities out there versus the people who are just kind of like sitting by and in the background and not really like putting themselves out there. So the more that you are kind of creating your personal brand and developing it, the more you are going to hook people. Now, back to what I was saying before, when I first came home from working full time, the store I worked at closed. I took that as my opportunity of like, I'm going to stop staying in my safety zone. I'm going to pursue my online career full time. But I also had like two other side hustles that I had then said that these are going to be my businesses. So the first few months of 2025, I was constantly posting about like all of the things I was doing and how I was so busy. And if I didn't answer your text, I'm sorry, I have this going on and my life is chaotic and blah, blah, blah. And that was the story I was sharing because that was genuinely what my life looked like. And then I'm thinking to myself, if I was like starting a business, or if I was thinking about starting a business, am I gonna like enroll with somebody who's like not able to check their messages and is so busy and so chaotic? No. So what kind of mentor am I showing the world I'm going to be? Right now, I'm showing them I'm going to be someone who's so busy, I can't answer my messages. It's 3 to 5 business days before I get back to you. I have all of these things roaming around in my life. Everything's crazy. And I was like, this is not, first of all, the mentor or the business that I want to show the world. And it's also not the one I actually want to be. So I had like a moment to reflect and I realized that I was posting so much about my life that I wasn't actually kind of like curating something of what I wanted to attract. So what you put out is what you are going to receive. If you're posting on your stories all the time about negativity, things like that, you're stressed about, things that are polarizing, that is who you're going to attract back. So when you're thinking about, for example, the kind of person you're recruiting, if you're posting social media content that's saying like, this business is so easy, I can fit it into my schedule wherever, the nooks and crannies of my day. Who's posted that before? Drop a one. No shame, I've done it. I did it for a long time. I said you could fit this business and you could do it twice a week. You could do it when you get home from work and you're laying in bed. Well, guess who you're going to attract? You're going to attract people who want to fit this business into the nooks and crannies of their day, who want to scroll for an hour when they go to bed. That is who you're attracting. So I started to shift my narrative. That's not who I want to attract. Now, when I post, I say, I'm looking for people who have experience in sales. I'm looking for people who are already posting on social media. If you're doing collaborations, I want to see what you're posting. I'm almost interviewing my potentials. It's not just like, please join my team. I want to build a team and I want to work with you. I want to see who is qualified for this kind of a business. I'm almost interviewing them as much as they're looking to see if this is a good fit for them. So, and I honestly not only just put this out there on my platforms, I also truly believe this because now having been in the business for so long and having gone through many phases of my business, I've realized that I do want people who are coming into this business hardworking and are self-starters and know what it takes to create content. And it's okay if you, and the thing I always ended off on is it's okay if you don't, as long as that is where you want to be. If you want to work in sales, I'm never going to tell somebody it's not sales. It is sales. There are aspects to it that are not traditional, but we are selling a product. So it is sales. So I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore. I'm not going to put like bells and whistles on something to make it look different than it actually is, because that's not going to attract me somebody who's going to join my business and run with me. And I think everybody who's on this call tonight, it is running, right? We're running. We have big goals. We have big dreams. We're not sitting on a call Monday night at 9 o'clock because we're dreaming small. We want to dream big. So I want you guys to seriously think about right now. I'm going to kind of move into the actual tangible things for you to be doing. Now that we've kind of tied together the mindset with the branding, I want you to think about who you are. What is your personal brand? Because you are not Monate Girl. You're not. You, I want you to think of two aspects to this. Who do you want to be as a mentor in 12 months from now? What do you want to tell your family you did? Mom, I'm making $20,000 a month. I was able to retire my husband. I can travel 3 times a year. Like, what are your goals? Think about who you are. And as a mentor, I've helped, 3 women make over, $10,000 a month, consistently now for three. Like, think about those goals and those dreams. And when people say, what do you do for work? I run a global beauty business. I literally have business partners all over the world. Like, really think about who you want to be. If your like dream inspo person in this business is Jacqueline Goldrich, then I want you to think of what is she posting about? If your life is, I want to live in this beautiful home and I want to have this huge team and I want to inspire people on team calls, it is now your job to put that into your personal brand and show people that that is what you're building. Because people are going to be so invested in your journey if you can get past the vulnerability of being a beginner and just starting, because that is actually so much more captivating and so much more interesting because what you're doing is you're showing people the exact journey that they're going to be on. So if you were like, how many of us, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it was like pretty viral in the last week. So this guy made a TikTok and he posted on Instagram. It was viral on both platforms. And he was like, I want to buy my girlfriend an engagement ring in the next 3 months. And I have no money. So I'm going to be door dashing to make $4,500 to buy her an engagement ring. And that post went viral. He's starting at zero. He's door dashing. He's showing this hustle and he's showing the end goal. And everyone's like, yes, you got this. Like, I'm following along. Can't wait to see the ring. What's the design? Like, people are invested in the journey because that is so much more endearing and interesting. Like, if you've ever heard of the hero's journey, it's literally every single movie we watch on TV. That journey is so much, you are rooting for that person so much more than the person who just shows up flashy, like, yeah, I'm like not saying you shouldn't have confidence, but like showing the journey to confidence is now going to be something that you can then recruit people into this business and show them exactly what you did. So I actually remember a girl in a different network marketing company going on her page and saying, I have a goal to get to director, and I'm going to take you guys along with me on this journey. And I'm giving myself 90 days. And she set up post-its on her wall. She said, "This is what I'm doing every day. This is my plan." And I was like, invested. Like, is she going to do it? Is she going to get to director? I was so interested. I was actually so much more like, maybe I should support her. Like, maybe I should try her products because I know how it feels to go for a goal. That is such a more interesting story to tell than just showing up as the winner, right? It's same thing when we watch people on like a weight loss journey. It's so much more interesting to watch someone who is 300 pounds get to 150 pounds than, you know what I'm saying? Like there is beauty in the journey. So I want you guys to really think about what your personal brand is. Monate is it one aspect of it, but you are not the Monate girl. You are a business leader, or you are a mom who helps other moms start a business from their phone so they can be present, or you are a leader in the beauty industry who is an esthetician, and you're going to help other women have money that they can make from their phones after they leave the salon. That is the business aspect. And then I want you to think about the product aspect and what products you're selling, because we do have so many products. I want you to think about like maybe five that are going to be like your wheelhouse and the things that you're going to post about constantly. Something I've learned from TikTok and the TikTok trainings I've done is that if something does well on TikTok, you're supposed to continue to post that product. So like I had separate from Monat, but like I had an eyebrow wax like go viral. So I've been posting that every single day. It doesn't go viral every single day, but it's now making money passively every single day because it did well once. So people follow you from that. So same thing. So if your goal is hair growth, postpartum hair growth, that could be part of your story. I help moms build a business from their phone so they can be present, and I also help them with postpartum hair loss and getting your confidence back and easy manageable hair care routine and styles for the mom on the go. You know, there's so many things that you can do within your personal branding, and a huge tool that you guys can use is ChatGPT. I recommend it for everybody. It's how I strategize and plan my own content. So what I would do is think about the things you love and then plug it into ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT your story. Spend a nice little evening with ChatGPT, 15 minutes, write out a whole little paragraph. My name is Brittany. I'm 30 years old. I live in Long Island. For the last 6 years, I did this. Now, in the last year, I'm doing this. This is who I want to appeal to on social media. This is the tool I'm using. ChatGPT knows what Monate is. So if you say I work with Monate, like they know what it is. They can search the internet, and you can say, help me come up with a social media plan to targeting recruiting market partners who are going to fit into this kind of category of what I'm looking for. So if you take a little bit of time to train your ChatGPT, what happens is when you're in that kind of like, oh, I only have 20 minutes today to do something, it already is programmed. It remembers, it knows. And so if you have a post that you've been working on for 30 minutes and you're like, I just don't have time to think of a caption, I literally go to ChatGPT, write me a caption for a video about this and say it in my tone of voice, because I talk to ChatGPT all the time. It just knows me. It's programmed to know my voice. And then if it doesn't sound like me, I say, can you give me another option? Like, it's literally such a smart tool to use in your business so that you can plan your content out. If you're super busy and you're working full time, I feel you. I was you. And you can schedule your posts. Like, there's just so much you can do. So I saw someone say spend $20 on ChatGPT. I don't even spend any money on it. I use the free version. It works very well for me, free. So I'm now going to share my screen to show you guys some ideas of, and you guys can screenshot specifically of content that we can be doing for the next 15 days, because we literally have 15 days left of this year, which is so insane. I also just want to say something, because this is also a mindset call. Like, I want you guys to just have so much gratitude for where you are right now. I am so grateful for where I am, and very similarly to what Melina said, like, I've been in this business for a long time. I've had high highs and I've had low lows, and I am so grateful I never gave up on myself and on this business. If you are here right now, if I can give you any piece of advice, it is to never stop showing up for yourself and know that you are in a place with like-minded people. And if you don't have your people right now, you'll find them through this business. It seriously is the biggest blessing in my life, and I'm grateful every day. So I just wanted to take a moment to say that, because I also start every single day with my gratitude journal. I'm like really big on this. You can get it on Amazon for $10. It's just like a prompted journal. And I just think that like when you are grateful, that translates through in everything. It's going to translate into your conversations with your potentials. It's going to translate into your content that you're posting. Like I just think starting today knowing that like wow, like I get to get this like one-on-one personal development and like I'm in a there do you know how many people go through their life and they never get out of like the toxic cycle of negativity and poor me and this is just life and this is what it is and like how grateful are we that we essentially escaped that, right? Like we're all here because we're dreaming bigger and we know that there's more out there. So just feel really good for where you are right now. Let's pivot into sharing the screen and wrapping up this call. Hold on one second. Desktop. Okay, hopefully there's nothing crazy on here. Okay, so feel free to screenshot. I have a bunch of different, mostly reel ideas. You don't have to do reels. I will also show you like carousels are very big now. I think reels are easier personally, but there's just like so many different things that you can use with this. So take this really as the idea, and then you can also pick what feels right for you. And I want you guys to take these ideas, but then like implement it more to your personal brand. So, this is all stuff that you have plenty of ideas now to have a post every single day with what I'm going to show you. One, what this business allowed me to say yes to this holiday season. This can be just you taking clips of things in your life. It doesn't have to be you talking, but it could be. So if you want to sit in front of the camera and talk about this topic, that's cool. If you want to pick 5 things, and it could be a video of you with your family, and you could say being present during the holidays. It could be you holiday shopping, and you could say being able to spoil my loved ones in a way I wasn't able to last year. Like there are so many different ways that you can do this. Second one, hair routine during busy December. You could also do like daily, you could do like a series like 10 or 5 or whatever feels right for you. Like easy hairstyle ideas for Christmas. And you can do like day 1 of this, day 2 of this. Get ready with me for holiday errands. POV, not waiting until January to change my life. I'm definitely doing that one. I think that one's so good. And for that, you can really showcase the business side of things more. I also want you guys to kind of notice that like the topics I'm giving you are vague. They're not Monate centric. Like I want you to make content that's going to appeal to the masses and then make the Monate aspect of it on your stories and in your caption, like that's where you're going to curate the story. But the actual reel, you want to keep in your head, is this something that's shareable? Is this something that's savable? Is this something that like girls are going to see this and send this to their best friend or to their mom or to their sister? Like you want content that's going to get viral, right? Like you want content that's going to get to new audiences. So you want something that's going to be a little bit more vague, not always, but sometimes. So we have educational, winter hair and scalp care. And like for something like this, the educational stuff, once again, go into your friend ChatGPT and just say, what are like 5 things that people struggle with in the winter when it comes to their hair? And it's going to spit out 5 ideas for you, and it's going to give you tangible stuff. If you read one and you're like, okay, why? Select it, copy, paste, tell me more about this, write me a script. Like, you guys can use this to be like, no shade, no tea, but like sometimes girls on my team will be like, well, what should I write for this? What should I say for this? The best thing you can do to end this year with a bang is to be a self-starter. You want to be a business owner? Show up as one. Business owners are not saying to everyone, what should I do now? What should I do now? Business owners are taking like the bull by the horns and they're saying like, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to go out and find it. So I really want you guys to use these ideas, but then go out and figure it out on your own. Nobody like did it for me. No one did it for Melina. We figured it out. So I want you guys to do the same thing. That is how you're going to be successful here. Okay. You can do a reflection reel of how this last year changed you. This can really be focused on personal development. It can be focused on the business. But once again, this is going to attract your dream market partner or business partner. Or you can flip it and do it about products and show a transformation of like what your hair looked like a year ago to what it looks like now. Grateful for a business that moves with my life. POV, watching versus building, that can really appeal to people who maybe have been on the sidelines and who have been thinking about doing the business but haven't jumped in. You could also do something like POV, like you finally started your business after years of thinking about it, and this is what December looks like now. And show people who are sitting and thinking about it what it actually looks like when you dive in. Um, why waiting until January keeps people stuck. And if you're like reading these and you're like, I don't even know how I would talk about this, it's your job to like kind of get into the personal development of it and start showing up as that person you want to become. If you have that goal of making 5,000 or $10,000 a month, how is that person going to present this content? Isn't that person going to be able to coach somebody on why waiting until January would keep people stuck? Show up as that person, the one that you want to be. Who I was versus who I'm becoming. We have what working from my phone during the holidays actually looks like, a day in my life as a blank. It could be a mom, any whatever your life is, slash business owner in December. Things I don't stress about anymore because of this business. If you've outgrown your old goals, this is your sign. My non-negotiable hair routine during December. I mean, plenty of ideas for you guys to be posting. Care mistakes people make this time of year. This is how I reverse my winter hair damage. Holiday heat styling without destroying your hair. Your future self is watching what you do this week. What 1 year of consistency looks like. Then we have specific holiday ideas. So it could be Christmas hits different when you're not stressed. The best gift I gave myself this year. I've been telling people on like three-way calls, like if somebody's saying like they don't have the money, they want to wait till after the holidays. I usually say like, what's on your wish list this year? And is there someone who doesn't know what to give you for a gift? Because maybe ask that person to give you the gift of your business. And that could also be content. You could also put that on your social media. What I'm grateful for this holiday season, working during the holidays without missing the holidays. That's a big one. This year changed everything. And then we have some New Year's ones. So why December decisions change January results. If your goals feel bigger this year, good. Why this is the best time to begin. Not resolution standards and things I'm leaving behind in 2025. This is really going to appeal to the people who really do want to make a change in January and getting them to start now. Okay, and then everyone can screenshot this. This is your bare minimum daily checklist that you guys need to be doing every single day. You need to post on TikTok. You need to be doing personal development. You need to be posting on your Instagram feed, posting on your stories, doing your reach outs and conversations. Set a number for yourself of what your daily non-negotiable is, and checking in and talking in your group chat. So screenshot this, put it on as your screensaver if you need the reminder. And these are really the things that like are going to be the forefront, the facing side of your business, so that when you're having your potential calls and you're having your conversations and you're telling someone, I'm going to help you build a business from your phone using your social media, they can look at your social media and be like, oh, yeah, like she knows what she's doing. It's very easy for me on potential calls to tell people, like, I'm going to help you with how to edit your content. I'm going to help you come up with like your brand pillars because I have them. I'm
I'm
doing
just putting
it.
this away.
Oh, somebody's unmuted. Um, I can stop sharing my screen now, but that is pretty much the content ideas, plans. Hopefully some of you guys have some ideas to go into the end of this year with. I really want you guys to realize two things here. This end of the year is either the time you're going to check out and you're going to be just like everybody else on January 1st saying new year, new me. Or it could be the time to like lock in and be like, I freaking went hard and I didn't give up on my goals and everything I said I wanted to do in 2025. I worked until literally the end of the month to get there and I'm proud of myself. There's only two situations. Like you're either going to be the person that you set out to be or you're not. And I think not only staying committed to what you said you were going to do and not getting wrapped up in listen, I'm in New York. It is dark here. It's cold. It is like sad and like hard to wake up, but I have a great routine. And the routine is what gets me through and keeps me on track with my business so that like I'm not taking 2 weeks off to just be with my family and sit in front of the TV and veg out and do nothing. And there's so many people who don't want to do that either, but they don't know any different. So I want you guys to be the inspiration and the story. Like, don't feel silly or cringy or like nobody's liking my stuff. Like, that is what this community is for. If you feel like you're not really sure how your social media stuff is looking, send your video in the chat and say, like, what do you guys think about this? And get them to, get people to engage and like and comment. Like, that is what this community is for. We are all in the same position as you. If you feel silly, you feel awkward, you feel like, is this embarrassing? We have all felt like that, or we do feel like that. But the thing is that I want you guys to feel so confident in the story you're telling and the like journey that you are going to portray to your audience, that like you're posting it because you like it. You're posting it because you're inspired. You're posting it because you're like, you know what? One day I'm gonna look back at this, and the fact that I only have 300 followers right now, and the fact that I only have 3 likes on this reel. Let me take a screenshot real quick, because when I get to 30,000 followers, like, that is going to be so cool to be able to go back and show what I once did. Oh, I wanted to share one more thing with you guys really quickly, and then I'm done. I wanted to just show you guys like what I save, and like what you guys can kind of like do for yourself. So I have like folders in my Instagram. This is my folder that's called Create, which is basically like my to-do list. So it's like, if I am not inspired to do anything but scroll, I'm scrolling with a mission. I'm scrolling with a purpose. Like, I'm still working. This is my carved out, marketing time. So here, like, I'm finding things that I want to create into my personal brand. Like, I'm kind of in a rebrand in this like last year too, because I am in a different chapter of my life right now, and I want different things, and I want to connect with people like on that front. So I have stuff here that's like, this is an idea I have saved that, once again, it has nothing to do with, it's not from somebody in Monade. It's just like something I saw that other people did, but this is a video I want to recreate. So if you kind of like have stuff like this, and you create kind of like your own mood board of stuff that you want to recreate for yourself, when you do carve out that filming time, you have, which is like really a whole different kind of call, but when you do film, and like, you can kind of go in with a plan. So like, this is the kind of content that just appeals to me, and just like different ideas that I've seen that I think are cool and captivating, and something that I would save and like want to recreate for myself. So like, here's an easy one. Me at 5 p.m. because it's already dark outside. So like, this is like really an aesthetic video, but I would do this like Monade edition. And so it's just going to bring people to your page, who then like eventually are going to become invested in you, and they're going to be like obsessed with the you show. So like, when I remember when I would first start posting, and I first started like meeting people in Monade at like conventions and on trips, like, everyone, it kind of felt like everyone already knew who I was, because I was already showing my life and like showcasing who I was with my audience. So that is the thing, is that you almost want people to feel like they know you, and they can trust you, and they like you, and they connect with you. And if you really want to build a team in this business, you're somebody that like they're going to sign up with. And I'll show you one example of like a business one that I did that you guys can do, that I think everyone should do. I told everyone on my team to do it. I posted this, and this is how often you guys should be posting. Like, I'm looking for my content of when did I post this. It was December 1st or 2nd, I think. Here it is. So this was first at 9 p.m. And you know what that means? It is time for the first of the month team call. I've got my ring light. I have got my stuff set up here, and we are going to open up this team call, and I am so freaking excited. So here I'm like showing people literally what it looks like on the back end of your business, what it looks like to be part of my team, what it looks like to get coaching on my stories when I'm doing like my weekly leader training with my girls. Like, I'm showing that in another one. This was another one that I did that was like storytelling about like the countdown to 2026 starts now. A year ago, I went full time with my online business, and I'm just showcasing like stuff from the last year. Then I had one where I showed, where is it? It's one of my Vlogmas ones. Yeah, I think it's this one where like I showed like me on one-on-one team calls and like me on one-on-one check-ins with my girls, and I'm just showing an inside look to my day. So like for you, if you don't have a team yet, it could be behind the scenes of filming content, maybe what your station looks like, like you could say, okay, like today is a filming day for me. I'm off from work. I'm super like busy in my day-to-day life, but like I really want to build this dream for myself. So like I created a plan that in the next year from now, I want to be a full-time content creator, and I'm using this business to like be the vessel. So first today I'm off. It's 9 a.m. I'm gonna go downstairs. I have my box of products. So I'm gonna bring this down. These are the products I'm going to be using today and showcasing. So if you want to see the tutorial, stay tuned, follow me. Like that way you'll see what this is all about. But this is what it actually looks like. Then I would grab this. I would grab like my tripod. I would show my little corner that I'm working in. And like you're showing behind the scenes of like what it actually looks like to do this business so that maybe you're going to appeal to other people or people are going to know what they're signing up for and what they're joining. And so you're not going to have people who sign up and are like, I don't know what to do. It's okay if they don't know what to do, but like at least they're going to kind of see what it looks like once they're in. So that is pretty much everything I have. I hope that that was helpful. Does everyone feel ready to onboard through your content? Yeah, love that. Is everyone feeling good, feeling charged, feeling ready to close this year out with a bang? Does everyone have like maybe a little bit of a different shift on what their plan is? Or do we feel like we have a plan now? Melina, anything you want to add before we close out?
No, no. I just think you guys push yourselves out of your comfort zone, really work on your mindset, shift your mindset to whatever those dreams are. We still have a couple weeks left of the month, okay? Like we still have a good chunk of time before 2025 ends, before December ends. So I think push yourself a little bit harder than you normally would and watch how many more things happen and how many more wins that you'll get. I hope that you guys enjoyed this too. I hope that you're able to apply everything that we shared. And yeah, that's all I really have. I'm really excited to close out this year. And thank you guys so much for showing up and showing us so much love. We appreciate you guys. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys.
All right, guys, I'll send out the recording once I have it up. Bye.